for the full moon in Aries coming up on September 29th. I have to excuse me coughing. My body's still healing, getting over this cold that I've had for the past 3 weeks or so. So please excuse that. And let's get into this reading. One thing that stood out to me, I checked the chart. Chiron is conjunct this full moon. So already right off the bat, the main thing for this reading is going to be healing, and that's kind of been a main theme lately over the past few months, ever since the North Node went into Aries, and Chiron has been conjunct the North Node for a while, so it's kind of been a major theme for the collective. So let's see if we can get some more context around this full moon, what the healing is about. Ask for divine protection on this space from Archangel Michael. I call on the guides of those watching and my guides for protection and to help me get the messages through that need to be heard. So 2 cards came out, and I'm using the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. So we have Flow and the Ghost Dance. So right off the bat, I'm hearing go with the flow, and Chiron rules the Ophiuchus zodiac sign, which isn't always talked about. A lot of times demonized. So even though this is water, I'm kind of getting like ether energy, and I'm kind of hearing like go with the flow of spirit in this healing process. So whatever you're guided to do, don't resist that, and just surrender to the process of the healing. And yeah, the ghost just kind of confirms that talking about Chiron, ether energy, Ophiuchus energy. So this period could be really intense too, because Ophiuchus energy is super intense. And just don't fear the process, because fear is the total opposite of healing. You don't want to deny. If you are fearful, don't be in denial about it. You can acknowledge it, like put your hand over your heart and acknowledge that this process could be fearful for you, but just kind of push through and have that courage to push through and trust the process. Go with the flow, And actually, we have the full moon right there, so yeah, it's pretty wild. Trust your intuition through this process. Yeah, I could, it possibly, for some people, it could be having to do with childhood wounding, but also even like past lives. Wounding that's finally coming up to be healed, transmuted at this time. Okay, we're going to look at the bottom of the deck. We got water. So a lot of healing around the heart chakra. The water element has to do with, emotions, subconscious. And go with the flow, So it's kind of just being reiterated. Okay, now we're going to go into the Book of Shadows Tarot. Get a little more context around this healing. This healing is about. This is a general reading, but maybe we can get a little more specific. Excuse me. I think there's a lot of opposing forces that don't want these messages to get out, and so they've tried to stop me from getting these messages out. My last live didn't post due to technical issues, which, you know, it could just be technology, but I think it was a little more than that. But you know what? I'm still getting these messages out, whether they like it or not. I'm not going to read reversals. Yeah, I don't feel that. They came out in reverse, but I'm not feeling reversals today, so. The Earth card came out, Earth energy. There's a gnome on here, a fox. So yeah, with the Chiron energy and the Ophiuchus energy too, you might feel like you're kind of in between worlds right now. Yeah, this Wheel of Fortune has all the seasons on it, looks like. So it's a lot of like things coming together to be integrated. You might feel like you're between worlds right now, kind of between the physical, like experiencing the physical, 1 foot in the physical, 1 foot in the spiritual realm. And so I think they're asking you to also, whatever you're guided to do to ground yourself, that is also important at this time as well through this healing process. Because Ophiuchus energy is like spirit ether, so it is the most, it's a little bit contradictory in the sense that it does, all the elements come out of Ophiuchus, so even Earth technically does. Everything starts in spirit before it can to be manifested, but it is like the most, Ophiuchus energy is the most non-physical, so you could feel a little ungrounded at this time. So they're saying it's important to do grounding rituals, whatever that might be for you. One of the most simplest things is you can just go outside barefoot and walk in the grass, or if you live near the ocean, you can walk in sand. You can even like go and like put your hand on a tree, you know, and it helps to just connect yourself to nature. And you think about how the tree, the roots go so far deep into the earth. So trees are obviously naturally grounded. So also like salt baths. Epsom salt baths, that's another great way to ground yourself. Excuse me. But yeah, whatever you feel guided to do, that's very important right now. And also, Wheel of Fortune represents blessings. So this, you could already be experiencing blessings right now, but especially when you get, once you do this healing work, because it is hard work to heal, there's going to be so many blessings at the end. Lots of abundance, and abundance comes in all shapes and forms, not just monetary, but definitely monetary. So keep that in mind. Okay, now we're going to go into the Heal Yourself reading cards. Let's get another card in this deck. Apologize for the shaking. It's just my setup right now. Kind of is what it is. I have to do these readings out in my car. So I'm trusting the universe that a better setup is on its way. But it's very real and authentic. So that's what I'm all about. Authenticity. That's what Dr. J is all about in this channel. Aligning with universal truth. Anybody who tries to come against me is going to have to face not only myself, but all my spiritual team. I have lots of dragons that work with me. I have two in particular, and my ancestors have my back. So if there's anybody watching that thinks they can pull one over me, no, not gonna happen. I'm divinely protected. So all of your negative energy will be transmuted. But let's continue on with the reading. How teachable are you? That's interesting. Let's see. Just looking down at this violin, so I'm kind of getting that there might be some kind of hidden talent or a talent even from your childhood or past life that you're not aware of. And she looks kind of sad, so I'm kind of feeling like maybe you were shamed for it, or put down, or wasn't valued, and you're going to be rediscovering this at this time. And Aries has to do with identity. It's like it's the first sign of zodiac. It's represents the first house and like a rising sign. So it's like how we emerge into the world when we're first born. Our rising sign is part of like that first. It's like how we emerge in the world. It's a lot of people call the rising sign the first house like the mask, but I don't like to use that terminology because it's not a mask. It's part of who we are. It's just represents the physical body and like what people first see, kind of like the front door to our personality. I've heard that many times, and that's a really good way to look at it. It's still part of who you are. And as somebody gets to know you better, then they can see your sun sign, and if they really get to know you, like if you really are close with the person, then they get to see your moon sign, which is like the kind of more private, deeper part of yourself that usually tends to only come out when you're really comfortable, like at home, or with people or situations that you're super comfortable. But anyways, that's what I'm getting with this card, is that you're going to rediscover a part of yourself, your identity, a talent, a skill that you always had and it was put down or not valued. So that's really powerful. Let's just get... Let's see, do we have any other messages? Come out. I think I'm going to pull from... I'm going to pull from the Shaman deck, just one more card. And then we'll wrap it up with the Angels and Abundance Oracle deck. And then this final word from the Angels. Thunder. Yeah, I'm hearing there's going to be like a thunderous change, like a clap of thunders. Like it's going to shock people. You're going to be like a completely new person. See how it almost looks like, I don't know if that's another planet, or it's like there's a merging happening. So it's kind of similar to one of my last readings I did. I'm kind of getting a similar vibe of convergence of parts of your soul, like parts that were hidden from you, parts that are from past lives, or if you don't believe in past lives, you know, parts from your childhood. Again, maybe you were ashamed for them, or somehow they were just hidden, and they're coming out in the open now with this full moon. And there's going to be this thunder, this clap of thunder and lightning, and it's going to shock people like a Uranian energy. Uranus is all about like new shocking things, you know, shocking events. So might even shock yourself, you know. But yeah, very powerful. Very powerful. So let's wrap this reading up with one last message from the angels. Okay, what do the angels have to say? Block out distractions. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention, so it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment, turning off electronics, avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. So I'm getting like prioritize yourself, prioritize this healing, prioritize this grounding, this convergence of all these missing parts of yourself, or not missing, but like hidden parts of yourselves that are coming up to be healed. Like you need, and that's what Aries energy too is all about. It's about prioritizing you, making yourself number one. Obviously, you don't want to become like selfish or anything like that, but you got to take care of yourself first before you can take care of others, and that's what I'm kind of getting with this card. So I think we're going to end it there, and hope this resonated for whoever watches this, and thank you for allowing me to be able to do this, and wish you all the best, and I will see you next time in the next reading. All right, take care.